I'm going to start with Adam Fox. I think the conversation around Adam Fox over the last, whatever it is, 6 months since the Four Nations has kind of divorced itself from the reality of what Adam Fox has accomplished to date. So I've actually got some notes, and I'm going to read off some notes. I don't do this very often, but I'm going to read off some notes. He has, in 4 playoff runs, never been outscored in a playoff series at 5-on-5. The goals for and goals against are 36-24 across huge minutes. We're talking 25 minutes a night, 36-24. That's 60%. 6 seasons in the league, he's been a top 5 finalist for the Norris Trophy in 4 of his 6 seasons in the league. Last year, in his so-called down year, finished 12th in Norris voting. Coming off a serious knee injury last year, he was playing with Ryan Lindgren last year. This is all well known. These are the more important ones. Forget the production. He's 5th among all defensemen in the league since he entered the league in points. He's played at a 70-point pace across 82 games for his career. He's also, and this is the most important part when we talk about 5-on-5 and what he's adding to a team, he is 5th in total goal differential in the NHL among defensemen at 5-on-5 since entering the league. He is plus 117. The names ahead of him are Cale Makar, who's obviously a singular player. The next 3 names, the only 3 names other than Cale Makar that are ahead of him, are the agreed upon better defenders on the planet. Gustav Forsling, Jacob Slavin, Devin Taves. So we've got, at 5-on-5, he is in elite company in the NHL in terms of play driving. I just think that because of the missed handoff on the McDavid goal, because of the goal against that he got burned on in the previous game at Four Nations, and because of the way that his role shrunk in that tournament, and because he's not the biggest guy.
And slow.
Whether he's slow or not does not matter to the impact that can be measured and that he has performed at the NHL level over the course of his NHL career. It matters in terms of the way that he's talked about and the ways that he can be better and the ways that he needs to be better. And it sounds like he's been in the gym this year and this summer, and he's super dedicated to improving in that area.
I imagine a lot of players were in the gym this summer.
Yes, but the impact has been just flat out better than the other players who are considered quote unquote bubble guys for this team. Like, he is just better at hockey. These things to a certain degree are measurable. He has performed at a world-class level for 6. He's only been in the league for 6 years, and he has been for all 6 of those years one of the very best players in the world, including last year with Ryan Lindgren coming off of knee surgery, etc. I think the Adam Fox that we're going to see in the first half of this season is going to put this to bed, and he's going to be on Mike Sullivan's team.
In what role?
In whatever role you want to pair him. Whoever you want to play him with, whether it's third pair, PP2. I would have him running PP2 over Zach Werenski, as great as Zach was last year. I think Adam Fox is just a more cerebral, more intelligent player at the top of the umbrella with the puck on his stick and thinks the game at a higher level. I think Adam Fox thinks the game at a higher level than just about anybody. I think he can run your second power play, and I think he can play a regular shift at 5-on-5, whether that's as your 5, 6, 7, whatever defenseman. I think he belongs on that team.
Here's a question. So we talked on the hockey show Monday about the Jets, and I was saying the Jets and the Rangers to me are more similar than anyone really wants to admit in their roster construction. And as I was breaking it down, I'm going, Shesterkin and Hellebuck and some of the way their forwards are grouped, and Morrissey and Fox, I think are probably in a tier. I think I'd prefer Morrissey as a player, but they'd probably be at least in a tier, right? Morrissey's a lock for Team Canada, and we're talking about Fox as a bubble guy for Team USA, and yet I do think that's a legit. I don't even know that I would take Fox on my bubble, because the difference between them in this context, and Scott's stats are all really good, really helpful information, but they are against NHL players and NHL teams in a spread out talent pool, versus at this, it's super concentrated of the best players in the world, and you're kind of within the confines of your team. Whereas Morrissey, I don't think needs one of your 2 power plays to really be impacting the game. I do think Fox does need that, at least to maximize him, right? Like, it's not that I'm saying Adam Fox will ruin the Olympics for you if he's on your team. I don't think that.
You could put Werenski and Fox on the second power play together, though.
You could.
They're also in the context, and sure, it's not the Olympics. They're in the context of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Adam Fox has played deeper into the Stanley Cup playoffs than Jake Sanderson, than Brock Faber. Now, those guys are playing different roles, and Faber, I agree with Chris, belongs on this team. I thought him and Slavin made a great pair and should make a great matchup pair again. But we only talk about these things with Adam Fox. We talk about the this, whatever it is, spread out across. We're not discounting Jake Sanderson or Brock Faber because they haven't been on a deep playoff run. And yet we're saying that Adam Fox has issues at this level because he had a couple of bad games at the Four Nations, right? Like, I think that part of it just feels like it has taken on a bit of a life of its own to me.
If you were McDavid or McKinnon and you're coming down the ice on a 2-on-1, 2-on-2, let's say 2-on-2, would you rather one of the defensemen that you're going up against be Seth Jones or Adam Fox?
I would rather not go against a defenseman that is likely to outscore me 36-24 in the playoffs at 5-on-5, which is Adam Fox and not Seth Jones.
You kind of dodged that question right there.
Hey, Scott's ready for a Senate run is what I just learned in that answer. That was deft. That was deft. Chris, what do you think on this one?
Seth Jones, forget coming down on me. Adam Fox is going to beat me back the other way as well. Like, it's not just
he's gonna
about
beat
defending.
Connor McDavid back the other way.
He's going to beat me in a game of 5-on-5 ice hockey. He has proven that he will beat me on the ice at 5-on-5 across 6 seasons in the NHL and across 4 playoff runs.
So here's the thing. Like, I know that we don't want to use small sample sizes too much here, but I think the Four Nations thing does loom large because he was overmatched in a way that I've never seen. And I will grant you, I think he's one of the most intelligent players. I think he is far better defensively than he's ever given credit for because of his anticipation ability. He actually he's really good at defending odd man rushes in terms of how the space that he's able to take away and angles. I think he thinks the game at an incredibly high level. But I do think that in this concentrated area, in this game where a lot of these micro battles are going to be what decides the game, like the margins are so thin between the US and Canada in this event that one bad shift can be the difference in a game between these two teams. And that's where I think like getting a level of comfort with him in the pace of this tournament is where it is. Now, I'm not saying that he's not going to make the team because I think really like we're saying he's on the bubble, which means he's still in the mix. It's not as strong in the mix.
Yeah, we all get 2 here. We all get 2.
I think he's probably on the team despite everything I'm saying right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing. There are 8 defensemen taken. You can't convince me that there are 7 better, or 8 better than him. Like I there's no way. And I do think that you need to have him at worst as insurance for if the power play goes south or anything like that. If you do have Werenski running, or maybe you have both of them on PP2, whatever you end up doing, but he is still that player. The question I think is, where do you slot him? And all those 5-on-5 numbers are super important. But again, like how much is he going to play 5-on-5 for this team ultimately? Now, Mike Sullivan may get a better picture of that with the Rangers, with the amount of that he's going to have to play for that team. And I think that's good too. But I do think that, in terms of the way that USA wants to play, and this is another important fact, the way that they want to play, he isn't as adept to playing that style as what the rest of those guys are. And that's where I think Mike Sullivan is going to have some qualms about who they're going to put there. But again, like these are the discussions that we have at the Olympics, because we're talking about a Norris Trophy winning defenseman. We're talking about one of the most productive defensemen over the NHL in the last 5 years. This is absolutely one of the best players in the league. But the margins is where the games will be won and lost, and things like skating and things like size and other things will become part of that discussion when Bill Guerin and Mike Sullivan and the decision makers make those decisions, and they will probably be looking at a lot of that tape from the Four Nations. But again,
did we all not watch Seth Jones get walked for 2 years in Chicago off the rush? Like, why are we any more convinced that in the margins against the best players in the world, against Connor McDavid, that a player like Seth Jones or whoever's next on your list for Noah Hannafin or whoever's next on your list for the American, like, I don't know that I'm more convinced that those players aren't going to make a mistake or also get burned playing against Connor McDavid and Mitch Marner and Nathan McKinnon. Like, I don't know that any of those guys are equipped to play serious minutes for this USA team anyways.
I think we all agree that Adam Fox is going to be world smarter, massive difference between his puck play and whoever else we're talking about. Like there's no conversation there. We have the 5D that 5 or 6D that we've all kind of established there. So it's Hughes, McAvoy, Slavin, Werenski, Faber, Sanderson. So first question, does anybody here think Fox is in the starting 6 over any of those players?
I do not.
Over any of those main 5?
6.
No.
Faber, Sanderson, McAvoy, Werenski, Slavin, Hughes.
And Hughes, yeah, no.
No, with Hughes healthy, no.
So we're talking about the 7th defenseman right now.
Yeah.
It's an important place. It's in margins, baby. You need that.
I get it. I'm just saying.
I could see a scenario where Jake Sanderson has an off night and he's not in my 6 kind of thing. Like Jake would be the 6 there for me.
Right. I guess my question is anybody taking any of those 6 out to put Fox in?
I am not.
No.
Scott's saying he could see a world where he would, even if it's not his default.
I could see a world where Sanderson isn't in that 6 for me come December.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell to stay informed on the latest in the world of hockey. And join our Discord community and stay tuned here for new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.